If you clicked on this video, I'm willing to bet you're feeling frustrated, maybe even a little hopeless, or like you've been doing all of the right things. You've been working hard, following all of the advice, reading all of the books, taking courses, listening to podcasts, watching videos. You've been doing all of the things, but you still feel stuck. Kind of like you're just running in place and everyone around you is moving forward and you're still standing still. And the worst part about it is you feel like you just can't figure out what you're doing wrong. Well, the good news is you're not doing anything wrong. And I'm going to explain exactly why you feel stuck and, more importantly, how to get unstuck. And if you can give me the next 10 or so minutes, this will change everything, and I know this because it changed everything for me. And really quickly, if you're new here, let me introduce myself. I'm Mary Kate, and I'm a mindset coach and manifesting expert focused on getting you transformational results. Here on my channel, I pride myself in making manifestation make sense without all of the unnecessary confusion. My whole channel is all about manifesting, the law of attraction with meditations and more, where I share the tools you need to get the results you want. I post brand new videos every single Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And if this topic resonates with you, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button below, because honestly, feeling stuck is probably one of the most common things people struggle with, and I want to make sure this video reaches anyone and everyone who needs to hear it. So why do you feel stuck even when you're doing everything right? Well, here's the truth that nobody talks about. You feel stuck because you're trying to create new results with old energy. And what I mean by that is that everything in your life right now is a reflection of your past energy, your past thoughts, your past beliefs, your past actions. That shaped your current reality. So you can kind of think where you are now is basically a delayed reflection of who you used to be. Not exactly who you are right now or who you're becoming. It's a reflection of who you used to be. So even though you've been really committing and doing all of this work on yourself, and even though you've been trying to change and grow and improve, your current reality is still playing catch up. It's like looking in a mirror that has a bit of a delay. You've changed what the reflection is, but it's still showing you the old version. And here's what happens when you see that old reflection. You start thinking the work isn't working. You start thinking that it's not working fast enough. And then it leads you down this path of thinking you must be doing something wrong, and you start trying harder and you start doubting yourself and doubting the process and just doubting everything. And it is so incredibly frustrating because it actually slows down the whole transformation, the whole manifestation of what you're going for, because doubt starts to create resistance, and resistance keeps you stuck. So it's almost like you're in this kind of self-fulfilling cycle that feeds itself and it's hard to break out of. And this is why so many people give up right before their big breakthrough. They don't understand that there's kind of this lag time between the inner work and the outer results. In this day and age, everyone wants immediate results. And when they don't see them, they give up or they quit or get frustrated. But here's the thing. Just because you can't see the changes yet doesn't mean they're not happening. I mean, think of it this way. If you plant a seed in the ground, you don't expect to see a tree the next day. You know there's a process happening underground that you can't see. There's roots growing, there's foundation being built. The tree is forming, but from the surface, it looks like nothing's happening until one day, suddenly a little sprout breaks through the soil. And then one day you have this big, beautiful tree. But it wasn't overnight. It was weeks or months of this invisible growth that finally made the external result visible. Personal growth and transformation works the same way. Stop looking for instant gratification, because the work you're doing right now is happening beneath the surface. Your energy is shifting, your beliefs are changing, your vibration is rising. There's so many different things happening at the same time that you might not be able to see any external results from yet. But it takes time for that internal shift to show up in the external reality. And during that in-between time, that kind of gap between old reality and new reality, that's that space right there where you kind of just feel stuck. Because you're no longer who you used to be, but you're not quite who you're becoming yet either. I like to think of it as being in transformation. And sometimes in transformation can be uncomfortable, but it's supposed to be uncomfortable, because if nothing changes, nothing changes. You're literally rewiring your brain, changing your nervous system, upgrading your entire internal operating system. And that's not a small thing, it's huge and it takes time. But here's where most people go wrong. Instead of trusting this process, they panic. Instead of staying consistent with their new ways of thinking and being and feeling, they kind of don't see evidence, revert back into the old patterns because those feel safe and familiar. And then you just repeat the cycle again. So instead of having patience with the process, they try and force their way in to make it happen faster for that instant gratification, which actually keeps you stuck longer. So if you're feeling stuck, the first thing that I want you to understand is that it's normal. It's part of the process. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It doesn't mean that the work isn't working. It means that you're in transformation, and transformation takes time. And with that being said, there are some specific things that can kind of keep you stuck longer than necessary. So I want to quickly touch on those so that you can realize if it's happening and not stay stuck any longer. So one of the things I want to talk about, because I used to suffer from this too, is perfectionism. You think that you have to do everything perfectly in order to get the results you want. That might look like, okay, what's the schedule? Do I have to meditate perfectly, visualize? What time do I do this? Or I have to think positive thoughts all the time. Or I always have to be in a high vibration and feeling good and thinking happy. And when you feel like you're not doing it perfectly, you feel like you mess up the whole process and you have to start over again. But it doesn't work like that. Transformation is messy, growth is messy, change is messy. You're going to have bad days, you're going to have good days. Let yourself be a human being. Let yourself have feelings. Let yourself be yourself. If you have a negative thought, cool, don't get stuck in it. Feel it, express it, and move through it. You're going to have moments where you fall back into old patterns. You're going to have times where you just doubt everything. It's all normal. It's part of the process. You are a human being. You don't have to be toxically positive all the time. Consistency over perfection is what's going to get you results. And the second thing I want to touch on that keeps people really, really stuck is this kind of all or nothing mentality. You think that if you're not seeing dramatic, big results, that nothing is working. But most of the time, transformation happens gradually. Sometimes it happens in big swings, but usually it's in small shifts and subtle changes that actually kind of compound over time. So if you're looking for dramatic overnight changes, you're gonna miss all of the small improvements that are actually kind of happening all around you. Another thing that keeps people stuck is comparison. You're comparing your results to someone else. And honestly, you might be comparing your chapter 3 to their chapter 27. Don't compare your journey to someone else's. As cliche as it might sound, everybody's path is different, everyone's timing is different, everyone's subconscious programming is different, everyone's challenges are different. Just because someone seems to be moving faster or getting the things that they want faster than you doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong or that you're slow. Instead, I want you to look at somebody having what you want and seeing it as proof that it's possible for you too, instead of comparison. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Your journey is your journey. Trust the process. And the fourth thing that keeps people stuck is trying to control the how or the when. This is the one I see most commonly, and every single person falls into this trap at some point. And whether you even realize you're doing it or not, it's getting attached to exactly how you think things should happen and exactly when they should happen and how they should happen. And when things don't quite unfold according to the way you thought they would or according to a certain timeline, you think something's wrong or that it didn't work. But here's what I've learned. Things often happen in ways that are so much better than what we originally planned. But you have to be open to receive it and have to be willing to see it. You have to trust that the right things will happen at the right time in the right way, that everything is always working out in your favor, even if you can't quite see all the details. Even if it doesn't match your original plan, trust the process. And most importantly, fall in love with the process. I like to live in the idea that my expectations are always exceeded and that everything is working out in my favor. I surrender to the process of not knowing how or when, but I know that it will. Because most people never even start this journey. Most people stay comfortable in their familiar patterns their whole life without asking questions or reaching for more or going after their dreams. But not you. This is the work, and you're willing to do the work. And that takes courage. It really does. So be patient with yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. And most importantly, trust the process and just keep going, because your breakthrough is coming. Your breakthrough is coming. Repeat it to yourself. Your breakthrough is coming. My breakthrough is coming. My breakthrough is coming. And when it does finally happen, you'll look back at this time of feeling stuck and realize that this was actually the most important time of this transformation. Without it, you wouldn't have been able to maintain or have or receive the thing that you want. This time is where you learn to trust yourself and trust the process. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so you can be notified whenever I post a new video. You can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok and Threads at MK Magic Mindset. And if you want to learn more about me, my programs, how to work with me, and more, you can visit my website at mkmagicmindset.com, and I will see you in the next one.